Hello, and welcome to the Mental Wealth Podcast. My name is Lauren Polly. I'm your host, and I'm so happy you have chosen to join me today. Today, we're going to talk about your body, using your body for your emotional and mental wellness, and what your body may be trying to tell you in weird circumstances that you may not even realize. This language of the body is one of my favorite topics. It's one of the main ways I worked myself through my own mental health challenges and continue to work myself through to a greater quality of life. So no matter where you find yourself on your mental health journey, because we all have one, whether you are struggling currently, you are not alone. We are here with you to support you for sure. Or whether you have come off the other side and now you are looking at expanding your horizons brighter and bigger. Or perhaps you were doing really good and you're going through a little hiccup. Right now, the world is very intense. I know a lot of us have been in a holding pattern of late. I think wintertime does that. I'm very seasonal, so I'm just kind of coming out of my shell now that the grass is growing and the flowers are blooming. I kind of do that myself. Also, just with the world events lately, I feel like a lot of people have been on pause and have been a bit frozen, I would say. So this section from my book popped out, and this conversation about the body and allowing the body to be part of the journey, I feel really speaks to where we are right now, coming out of that frozen state and again, trying to warm up a bit. Today, we're going to talk more about where the emotions may be hiding in your body. And this was a very strange topic the first time it came up for me. I was at a chiropractor's office in San Francisco many moons ago, and she had said that a lot of my misalignments were old emotions and energies that were locked in my body. And I looked at her like she had three heads. I wasn't sure what she actually meant by that. But digging into not only her tools, but actually going on this path of energetic psychology, I learned a whole bunch about how the body does like to speak. And, I had been practicing years and years and years of yoga before that point, and I knew it. This chapter in this book that I'm going to read for you is part of that phase of my life where I was into yoga. But for me, it was such an aha because it directly linked the two, where I had always kind of heard esoterically that our body had a language, that our body has awarenesses, that things may get stuck in our body if we don't process them or move them through a lot, that a lot of stuckness and sometimes illness can actually manifest that way. But to me, learning that, I was able to kind of connect the dots a little bit more. So I hope as I read this chapter and we break this down a little bit, that again, you use this for your own exploration. Where are you having something similar? Where is your body trying to talk? And now making use of this beautiful spring season where we do want to be more active. We have more light. We want to actually be moving a little bit more. Where can you actually start moving your body and therefore moving these old stuck energies and emotions and issues that may be able to be released? So this little part of the book that I'm going to read, and this is my multi-award-winning book, The Other Side of Bipolar. If you don't have it at home, I highly suggest you get a copy. It's an amazing read. And then also it has a lot of ahas told through story. I'm one who loves to show and not tell, so that's what we're going to do today. This little section that I'm going to read for you was me coming to a yoga class after years and years of not doing any movement-based activity whatsoever. I was in graduate school for a while and was very sedentary, but I had just had my heart broken. And so I couldn't quiet my mind. I was having a lot of anxiety. And I didn't want to be alone, quite frankly. So what did I do? I went to a yoga class. And lucky me, it was Valentine's Day week, and a lot of the love songs were playing in the background, which did not make me super happy. Actually made me more anxious, believe it or not. So this little section is in that. All right, so I swallow and push the tears down, focusing on her instructions. I watch the people around me and copy their movements. Move, don't think. Move, don't think. Every time thoughts of David enter my mind, I return my focus to my body and the pose. Just like Dr. T taught me, redirect the mind, don't think, just move. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold to touch your toes. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. We move and breathe and move. I follow the instructions and match my movements to those around me. My mind finally quiets. We move into downward facing dog for what seems like the 100th time. My arms shake. I breathe in more deeply, trying to use my breath, as the instructor has suggested, to calm the body. Yet my breath gets stopped in my chest. What is that? It feels like a vice grip around my heart, like a hand redirecting my blood and breath upwards, unwilling to have it move down. I continue to breathe as deeply as I can, but it's not calming my body. My arms continue to shake as I hold the pose. The grip on my heart begins to loosen. I seize this opening and take a huge breath in, pushing the invisible hand out of my body. My heart gushes and a wave of warmth washes through my chest and throat. I collapse on the mat, giggling to myself. Bubbles press up from my pelvis. What is that? Yvonne, the torturous teacher and impeller of love, looks at me in surprise. I wiggle my fingers at her as I giggle and enjoy feeling my breath fill my open chest. After a few more waves of bubbles, I join the rest of the class in the poses. The love songs no longer bother me. My mind is quiet and my body is open. Maybe there's more to this yoga after all. A few key pieces from this story that I would love for you to take and start to maybe implement or question or just become curious around. If you noticed, whilst I was moving, I was very aware of what my body was doing. I wasn't making it wrong. I wasn't trying to force it. I wasn't ignoring it. Most of us, when we're in some sort of movement activities, our to-do list is in our head, our shopping list is going through our head. We've projected to what we're going to do next. So even if you're on the treadmill, you're thinking about what's waiting for you at home. Very few of us actually take the opportunity to be super present when we are doing our exercise. And exercise is an amazing ability, amazing window to be able to move energy, move stress, and move emotions out of your body. And they have ahas too if you're willing to pay attention and be present. Yes, you can do this when you're doing cardio too. It's not just a yoga class for you non-yogis out there. But because I was aware and because I was paying attention, I started to notice the tightness. Because I had tools already that told me that if I was just present with that, I wasn't trying to fix it, I wasn't trying to judge it, but I just was with that sensation. And I allowed myself to breathe around it. I knew eventually, as all things do, it will move through and change. It's our lack of attention, it's our lack of focus, and also our lack of wanting to be with something uncomfortable that really keeps things stuck in our body and therefore stuck in our mind and our emotions. But because I was willing to be aware and just be with it, and like I said, in that chapter, there was just this little window where I could feel something just loosening a bit. I jumped on the opportunity. More presence, more breath, and attention allowed that to finally be released. Was this a one-time fix-all release of my chest? Absolutely not. The thing with our body is there's layers to unpack. There's new stuff that comes in. It's way more energy hygiene, emotional hygiene. And that's something I've been looking at a lot for myself this last month or so of, wow, I've done a lot of work, I have a lot of tools, but am I actually taking a daily hygiene for my energy and my emotional, mental wealth? And it's needed, especially for those of us who are sensitive and very aware or have very aware bodies that are giving us a lot of sensory and somatic information. So I'd like you to unpack that for yourself. Maybe the next time you're out moving, now that we're getting spring weather, perhaps you're out hiking or moving, maybe you're going to yoga, maybe you're in the gym, does not really matter. But if you are moving your body, can you pay attention to your body's feeling at the same time? Can you be present enough to actually notice the stuck points? And can you be curious of what those stuck points are? Without trying to figure it out, just, this is really interesting. I feel a lot of tightness around my heart. I wonder what that is. And if you can feel a movement or a moment where you're able to breathe into it, relax it a little bit more, I'm wondering what kind of rush you can enjoy as well. For me, it was this rush of warmth. It was the release of laughter. Sometimes in other parts of my life, it's been a relief of tears. It just kind of depends, but it's a fascinating thing that our bodies are our best friends. They're the one partner that we will have through the rest of our lives, ever present. There's nobody else in your life who is ever present for every single experience that you've had like your body is. And so developing this like partnership, this language of the body where your vehicle can start to speak to you is really, really, really powerful. It's something, of course, I go over a lot in my book. You'll notice one of my main themes is how to use the body to work with the mind and the emotional state. This is just one tidbit of it. I again suggest you pick up a copy. It's at your local bookstores and available on Amazon. And for those of you who are very curious about this conversation, just a note from myself, years and years into this journey, there's always deeper layers. And if it wasn't like, man, there's more stuff to unlock or more stuff to fix, but was like, wow, I get to continue to explore what this human experience is, how I interact with it, how my body is speaking to me and guiding me through this journey and helping me navigate. That's a very different perspective. We're not getting stuck. We're not upset that there's more to do. It is just an ever-present companion and an ever-present relationship that you'll have moving forward. Perhaps it's time to stop ignoring it or putting it on the back burner. Enjoy your spring journey. Enjoy moving your body a bit more. And I'm very curious to see what will come up for you. Go ahead and shoot me a message if this sparks interest or information, and let me know what your experience is. That way we can all learn together. Have an amazing week, and I will chat with you soon.